just got done editing this interview. You guys are going to love it. Before I do that, though, I want you to know that I'm going to be in the comments for the next 30 minutes or so answering your questions. If there's additional questions you want me to ask the CEO next time I interview them, leave them below. Or if you're just loving the data points I get CEOs to share, click the thumbs up button below. That's your way of telling me you're loving this stuff, and I'll get you more of it. Additionally, again, I'll be in the comments answering any questions you have. All right, for 30 minutes. Enjoy the interview. Hello, everyone. My guest today is Manan Vora. He's running a company called Adventure. He loves solving problems. He also is a scuba diving dive master and hopeful scuba instructor, amateurish photographer, and awaiting freedom of time to travel. Manan, you ready to take us to the top?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So what is Adventure, and is it a SaaS model?
Right. Yeah. So Adventure is a SaaS product. It's essentially a booking engine for tours and activity providers. It's kind of like Shopify for tours and activity operators.
Okay. And so how is it more like a marketplace model where you're taking a spread of transaction volume through the platform, or how do you make money?
No. So we get these operators online. We get them a web presence with a payment gateway that they can integrate. And essentially it gives them a web presence. And we are only involved. We're only B2B. And essentially these guys get the platform to then deal with their customers.
Okay, so walk me through what an average customer then pays you per month.
I'm sorry?
Walk me through what an average customer pays you per month.
Right, so we charge, our plans start from a free plan, and then we have the base plan at $25, and then we have an enterprise version at $49 a month. That gets you the entire platform, and then at the same time, that gets you some amount of bookings for free. And then we have commissions per booking over and above all of that.
Okay. So, if you look at an average across the entire base, what would you say the average customer pays per month? Is it that 25 number or closer to the 50 or 60?
25.
It is 25. Okay, interesting. Yeah. And when you look at your total revenue over the past year, what % was from the pure SaaS model versus the commission you take?
About 80% of it was from the SaaS model.
Okay, and the rest commission.
Yeah.
Interesting. And so can you, tell me more about the commission side of things. So when you look at the total volume, like the deal volume through your platform over the past year, what'd that come out to?
Right. So that came out to close to $250,000.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm talking about the last month.
What about the last year though?
So the platform launched in May.
Oh, okay.
So we've been running for about 4.5 months now.
Okay, so 2019 is launch date. And now, did you do this solo or do you have founders? What's your team look like today?
Yeah, so we have a total of 5 people on the team. I have 2 other founders with me. And they look at tech and sales and operations.
Mm-hmm. So how many engineers of the 5?
2 engineers. And then we have a couple of people that are that work on the outsource model. Whenever we have a bunch of work, we give it out to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2 engineers, and any sales reps, quota carrying?
1 person who handles sales, and he is a founder as well.
Okay, very good. Now, how did you get started? So 2019 was launch date. Where'd you get your first customer?
Right. So essentially, we were in beta for about 4 to 6 months before that. And the thing is, we started with like private launches. We launched the entire platform for 1 person only, and then we tested that entire piece out for 2 months. And after that, we opened it up for beta customers all around the world. And essentially, our first customers came in through that. We got a bunch of referrals, and the first beta customers that we signed on, all of them went out and spoke to other people about the platform.
How did you get those beta users, though? That's the hard part.
Yeah, so beta were, a lot of them were people that I knew because I worked in the industry. So the initial few customers were relatively easier for us to get because I've had personal connects with them. And then that was maybe like the first 5 users was easy. And then after that, it was mostly referrals and word of mouth.
And Manan, how many customers have you scaled to today, 6 months later?
Right. So we have 150 active paying users.
Okay. And where are you signing up customers today from? What's your main channel?
Right. So we have a lot of these B2B review websites, Trustpilot and whatnot. So a lot of them are coming in from there. And then about a third still coming from referrals. So we're looking to start our marketing spend now. But all this while it's just been word of mouth and organic.
Can you name one of those B2B kind of referral sites?
Right. So we have G2 Crowd and Trust Radius. a lot of them come from both of these sites.
And what are people searching? Like, what term are you sorted under on G2 Crowd?
Right. So we are under online ticketing software.
Okay, online ticketing
Yeah.
software.
Yeah.
Interesting. And so is this, I mean, but people should not think about this like travel perk, right? People are spending money through you to do more like adventure travel.
Yeah. Yeah.
But businesses, so like if a sales team wants to go on a retreat in Mexico, they'll book through you.
No, they book through the operators. It's just that we get the operators all the tools that they need to get that customer and essentially close that transaction online.
Okay, so the surf shop
Yeah.
in Mexico that wants to land that 10-person sales group that's visiting Mexico, that surf shop will use you to get that business.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see. Okay, that makes sense. Now, have you guys done this bootstrapped or did you decide to raise capital?
100% bootstrapped.
Love that. That's good stuff.
Yeah, we
Now,
hope to do that for as long as we can.
yeah, no, that's a good way to do it. And it sounds like what you're doing about $4,000 a month right now in revenue, 150 at $25 a
Yeah.
piece.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Now, in terms of how you're, I mean, how are you guys paying yourselves? Obviously, 5 people, it's not enough. Three grand's not enough to pay 5 people.
Right. So we've started along with Adventure. We also have an agency called Ekahal. Now that essentially is a very big revenue stream for us because we take on one-time clients and we just do some tech work for them, which kind of fuels Adventure. Like you said, I mean, revenue is it's still growing, and it'll be a while before we can sustain ourselves through the product. So till that time, we hope to take the agency model and generate revenue for ourselves.
So if we look at Ecohall, which is your agency name, what did that do in total revenue last year?
Right. So again, that started in May of last year, and I think about for the entire year we've done $400,000 or dollars. Yeah.
So that's
I'm
kind of
not entirely
subsidized.
sure because I'm translating it off the top of my head.
Yeah,
But yeah.
that's subsidizing everything else, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good. All right, now, do you have any insight into churn yet? Anyone churned?
Yeah, quite a few people churned. Essentially, the first bit of users after we got out of beta, there are quite a few people that churned out. And I think the biggest insight that we had was in that first month, our onboarding process was screwed up. And we got to know about that later because we got on the call with a couple of the people that had left. And then we just asked them about why they left in the first place. So a majority of them told us that they didn't understand the platform and the way we'd created the platform. It was different from what they were used to because they're not tech people, neither are they particularly business people. They are travel and tourism people, right? So onboarding for us was the biggest problem at the time.
And what's it now today? So of the customers that signed up last month, how many are still paying today?
Of the last month, I think about 90% of them are still paying.
Okay, good. So it's it's like 10% monthly churn.
10% churn rate. Yeah.
Still obviously too high, but hopefully over time you'll fix it.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Very good. What about getting new customers? Do you know what your fully weighted CAC is to get a $25 a month customer?
I'm sorry?
Do you know how much you spend in total to get a $25 a month customer?
All right. So again, as of now, we don't spend anything.
Well, you do. You do. I'm not just talking paid spend. So you said you have a salesperson, right? So you do spend.
Then again, he's a founder. So there's no technical spend out there. And most of that is just giving out demos and talking to people who are there in the network. And besides that, all of it is generally organic because we have a lot of SEO going for us. We have a bunch of referrals coming in, and we have these B2B sites that I was telling you about. But in the next 6 to 8 months, we plan to start a proper marketing campaign where we are putting in money.
What SEO terms do you rank really well for right now?
Again, the same thing: online booking engine, travel booking portals.
Okay, interesting. And I imagine those are very competitive keywords. How are you competing with the big boys there?
Right. So it's essentially through blogs. So it's not we're not using that for our the main landing page, but then we have blogs that drive traffic onto our platform. Similarly, we have a couple of ebooks that we put out, which generate traffic for the main site.
Very good. All right, Manan, let's wrap up here with the famous five. Number one, what's your favorite business book?
God, I can't remember.
That's okay. Number two
Yeah.
is there a CEO you're following or studying?
Elon Musk. Yeah, I think I'm a big fan of the crazy ideas.
Number three, what's your favorite online tool for building your company?
Lead pages. Loving that.
Number four, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
How many?
How many hours of sleep do you get every night?
5 to 6.
Okay. And how old are you?
Yeah. Yeah, brilliant.
How old are you?
27. Yeah.
27.
Yeah.
And what's your situation, Manan? Are you married, single, kids?
Single. Yeah.
Okay. Last question.
Yeah.
What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
That no matter how hard you work, success will take its own sweet time.
Guys, success takes time. Manan, Avanshur, again, basically Shopify for tours and activities. They just launched 4 months ago using their $400,000 a year agency business to subsidize the tech being built. Now about 125 customers paying $25 a month, doing about 3 or 4 grand in sales so far. Churn is too high, but the founding team of 5 is looking on getting that fixed. Totally bootstrapped today as they look to scale. Manan, thank you for taking us to the top.
Thank you so much, Nathan.
These CEOs rarely give these kinds of interviews. I hit them hard, I get the data, and I want to do it more. So if you want to get more of this stuff, make sure you subscribe up here. And then additionally, go check out one of my other CEO interviews right now.